So like I mentioned before, Power Ranger Samurai's story is essentially the same as Shinkenger, its Super Sentai counterpart. And there's a big problem with that. Shinkenger is so heavily based in Japanese culture. There's Zords and Megazords or origami. Symbol power is Japanese calligraphy. Jaiden's last name Shiba is traditionally Japanese. The art of being a samurai is Japanese. Even the story itself in Power Ranger Samurai, the first samurai team, is Japanese and the location is Japan. But the cast, for whatever reason, is different races without giving proper explanation on how they were even born into the Samurai Rangers, especially when the main character has the last name Shiba and doesn't even give proper explanation on how him and his father are even born into that family, especially here in America where it's especially whitewashed. Again, I understand why people like this season so much. When it was airing on Nickelodeon, it was heavily promoted and definitely brought in a new fan base to the Power Rangers franchise. And for that, I appreciate very much. I'm glad we do have new fans to Power Rangers. But when you have a season like Shinkenger that's heavily based in Japan and its culture, and it's improperly told, that's kind of a bad thing. Like the story itself, it's not bad. A group of samurai Power Rangers born to take down these monsters that are trying to take over the world. It's a cool concept, but the execution is just terrible. For one, this is the first Power Ranger team you actually have to be born into. And again, look at the cast and it's not even told properly how they're even into the Japanese families. Two, for whatever reason, this is one of the only Power Ranger teams that had to give up their previous life to be Rangers. Like even in the beginning in Mighty Morphin, Zordon always mentioned he did not mean to take them away from their life. He wanted them to live their lives and still be Rangers. But for whatever reason, this team had to give up everything to fight the Nightlock. They're no different than any Power Ranger team that came before them. Even teams like In Space, where they had to deal with multiple villain factions, dealing with different planets being conquered, but yet they still were able to live their normal lifestyle, but this team isn't? 3. Why is Mentor G even around? He is someone who should not be making decisions on who should be Rangers or not. Being Power Rangers, with the exception of Antonio, and the Samurai team is literally their birthright. And in the case of Antonio, that's his morpher that he made himself. He had no right to take it. Now some people say I'm being unbiased, and I am. These are honest criticisms of the show that I have. But since I'm done with Samurai and Super Samurai, unfortunately it's on to Megaforce and Super Megaforce.